Bagseed Chronicles is a podcast about cannabis
I wanted to get some good flower this time.
and the people who enjoy it.
This was the last of my breeding stock.
Hey folks, welcome back to the Bagseed Chronicles. I am so glad you joined me. As always, this is Uncle Dig, and as per far too often, it has been far too long. Sorry about that. But I am here now to bring you the finest in oddball DIY cannabis podcasting. You can't say that no one does it better, but you can say that no one does it quite like this. This is the last episode of Season 2. I think the show is going quite well. I am writing the first episodes of Season 3. I am going to talk about cannabis laws and gun laws and how they may interact, and talk around some of the issues around cannabis and the Second Amendment. So look forward to that soonish. I am also, of course, jumping into people's DMs on Instagram, trying to get them on the podcast. I may start sending some emails soon. We shall see. As always, a lot of interesting stuff going on in the studio. The radio show I co-host with Lucas Barfield, the Cannabis Corner out of Tacoma, Washington, is in production for the next season, so look for more of that soon. Today, I have a wonderful interview with one of my favorite Southern California homegrowers, Joe Blunt. We talk a bit about gardening and about breeding, and also gush a bit over his ability to grow weed outdoors year-round. But before that, I bet you're curious what might be going on in my garden. Uncle Dig's garden update. Hello, I have had a back injury that has delayed me somewhat in the garden, but we are up and running again in the 4x4. Before that, let's talk about the past grow, right? I am supremely happy with how the Tangerine Dream performed in my little micro grow setup. Although next time I will only be growing one plant in there, as the larger one crowded out the smaller one. And I felt like neither plant really reached her unbridled potential due to the crowding. I cleared just over 3 ounces between both plants, one closer to 1 ounce and one just under my autoflower record of 1.8 ounces. I do not weigh trim, and neither should you. If you feel appropriate, you could weigh the hash after you make the trim into it, or, trim is not weighable. It's not finished product, damn it. Anyway, I don't know why I'm ranting about this. Feeling opinionated today. Anyway, of those two larger autoflower plants, the larger of those two auto plants leaned indica, and the smaller plant leads sativa. What a fun run that was. I had a really good time doing it, and it gave me something to do. I was going to get a photo period of Alien OG going, but both seeds failed to germinate. I have never had 2 seeds fail to germinate in a row. I felt like I had a curse, but it worked out, right? So I got my 4x4 cleaned out and set up to hold steady at about 75 degrees ish, closer to 80 right now because the seedlings are really young, and I can keep the humidity in between 60 to 70. Recently it's been 65 to 70, although when I first started I had it up at 80% because I was feeling crazy, but then the ceiling in the tent started to drip, so I was like, all right, well, that's not going to work. So I scaled it back down to 70%, and that's getting a little bit better, and I'll probably start scaling down the humidity down even further as the seedlings transfer into veg, but that may not be until next week. They're still really young. I mean, they literally just broke the surface like 2 days ago. I started those 6 autoflower seeds, right? 2 are from 420 Fast Spreads. One is my last blackberry seed. Blackberry is a really good plant for some of my wife's medical issues. It helps her with some of her headaches and some of her time of the month issues, if that makes sense. And then the other one is a Big Bud, which I haven't really unlocked like what that one is really good medically for, because the one I grew outside was stunted because I planted it in September. So we're gonna hopefully get a really good expression of this big bud from 420 Fast Buds. The other 4 plants in there are the Bust Down Patek from Gemseeker Genetics. I won those seeds from Gemseeker in a Veterans Day giveaway last year, so I'm super excited to try them. They are supposed to be a bigger feminized auto and a true hybrid. I like to smoke hybrids before I produce podcasts and such, as it calms me down without necessarily locking me down. Now, all those seeds are sprouted in the medium now, and they're actually growing their first little cute little true leaves. They're not stretching too bad, so I'm actually really happy with the way they look so far, so that's cool. To prepare for this run, I got the tent ready by cleaning it out with hydrogen peroxide. I'm doing something a little bit different this year. I'm doing like an organic dry amendment run. So I mix 3 cubic foot bag of Fox Farms Ocean Forest with 1 22-quart bag of worm castings. To this, I added 2 cups of 444 all-purpose and 2 cups of 274 Bloom fertilizer. I mixed this all in a large plastic bin. This mixture went into 6 3-gallon pots in my 4x4 grow tent, and that's where the seedlings are growing. So wish me luck. I plan to not feed again until like a month from now. So we'll see how that works. And that'll be worm castings, and I don't know what I'm going to feed them besides worm castings. I know worm castings, but I don't know what blend of Bloom or all-purpose I'll be giving them. It'll kind of be dependent on what the plants are doing. It feels really good to be growing again. I felt weirdly out of sorts when I don't have cannabis growing around me. I'm kind of addicted to growing cannabis as much as anything else. It is such a compelling little plant, and it seems like magic every time I medicate with something I grew myself. I feel like I'm my own like brain wizard and my own like body wizard. So I hope that everyone has what they need and gets it from a seed. Safe growing out there, folks. I love producing this show. If you love listening to it, why don't you share it with a friend? Then my download numbers would increase, and I would feel a thrill. I will shout out into the void regardless, but it is far less weird and sad if someone is listening. All right, everyone, welcome to the Bagseed Chronicles. This is Uncle Dig, and here with me is the real Joe Blunt, Mr. Unstoppable Grows on Instagram, and we are here to have a nice little sesh this morning. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Nice to be back. Thankful.
Oh yeah, man. I've been doing great. I've been pulling. I pulled the last of my indoor that I had going last week. So once I get that trimmed up, I'll be able to clean up my garage and reset. My studio is already exploded as I've been cleaning it, getting ready to move another tent in here. That way I can have 2 2x2s in here.
Oh, it's gonna be nice.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna have 4 tents going by January.
Whew, that's gonna be really nice.
Oh yeah. It's gonna be fun. And you're still running little starts, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm doing I'm going F3 on my Bliss Butter Madness cross. So I'm hunting, for a male and a female. I also got some crosses that I got gifted by some hippie, some old seeds, and out of all of them that I cracked, only 2 of them ended up popping up.
Hey, that's a good germ rate when you get those old seeds, to be honest. Someone gave me some Mexican brickweed seeds from like back in the 90s. I was so excited because I want to see what you could really get out of those plants, right? If you really babied them. And I couldn't get shit to pop.
Dude, I had to cut it with the nail clipper in order to clip them because I had popped a gang of them before and then they weren't popping. So I'd seen that somebody made this little tool that was pretty much a nail clipper just to kind of crack the seeds open,
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? I got a nail clipper right here. I'm going to just fucking go for it.
And it worked?
It worked.
I feel like you have to be real delicate.
Yeah, you do, because I feel like I killed a couple of them. Like, and it was my fault, you know?
Yeah, I mean,
But
have you tried the what there's guys that'll say if you run them around like bang them around in a cheese grater or run them over sandpaper in a box, like you throw seeds inside a container, whether it's a gum container or a mint or whatever, and then you throw a bunch of seeds in there and just shake it up with the sandpaper in there, and that's supposed to break up the holes if they're not too old.
oh, that's cool. I didn't know that.
Might be a little
That's
more delicate just to break up the outside case that gets real hard when they're older.
yeah, they do. It's really hard to.
I
And
I
then there's
will
seeds that they just don't want to crack. Some seeds just don't want to crack. You know, some are sensitive.
yeah. I've been having really good luck with the genetics I've purchased recently. I haven't had it as far as germination rates go. I haven't had anything that's been real disappointing in that way. They've all
Oh,
been pretty ready to pop.
hey, that's good. It's always good. The
Yeah,
germination rate is always.
I've been lucky so far. My germination rates stay. The worst germination rate I've had so far on bought seeds was 60%. And I'm telling you, it was my fault. It wasn't their fault.
It happens, man. It happens. I swear it does. I had bought some blackberry kush from some sour blackberry kush from
Okay.
Sungun Genetics. None of them popped up.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah, and it was my fault because he sent me another pack and they all popped up.
Huh. Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah.
Are you
So
doing are you doing the paper towel method or
no, I don't do the paper towel method. I
okay.
soak 24 hours and then from that I go straight to soil. And
See,
then they just pop
everybody's
up.
got their little method they like, right? Because like I soak for exactly 18 hours and then they go and do a paper towel.
Okay, see? Yeah, I go straight to soil. I used to do the paper towel, but I didn't get good germination treat that way.
It's
A lot of
you
people do them.
yeah, it's a nitnoid thing. What are you smoking on?
I'm smoking on some lemon cherry gelato right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I have all my harvest is pretty much gone already.
Yeah, I've been puffing tough.
Yeah, I've been puffing tough, man. 3 gram joints, 2 gram joints every time.
Dude, I love that stuff. I've been getting into rolling L's with king size papers.
Yeah, that's the ones I use. I only use the Element Kings because they're the only ones fat enough to fit 3 grams.
Yeah, I don't know if I could fit 3 grams in the ones I'm using. I'm using the
The Smith?
Hempire ones.
Oh, I
That's what I
haven't seen those. Oh, those are cool.
Yeah, they're pretty neat. But I swear by those papers. They're easy to roll. Some people don't like the way they burn, but I kind of do.
Are they like kind of like rice papers or what? They're kind of like that material? Like
No, they're hemp. They're hemp.
yeah, but what I'm talking about is like they're kind of glossy.
No, they look almost more like a standard cigarette paper. Here, let me break one out for you. Look. So it's got a normal print run and everything. See?
Okay, I see it.
Yeah. It's just a bleached hemp paper, man. But I just
Oh,
but I've
that
just had
looks pretty smooth.
yeah, I've had good results with them. When I started rolling joints, my wife would come out and she wanted to smoke a joint with me, but every paper she wouldn't like. And we went through not hundreds, but like 20 leaves of papers trying to find one that she liked, and that was the one that she liked.
You haven't tried the elements?
We have, yeah.
I like the elements. Like, they make some nice joints, as you could see.
Oh yeah. Very nice.
Yeah,
You like to roll big doinks.
yeah. I feel like they actually get you high.
Yeah. Fuck a tolerance break. You can always smoke more weed, right?
Yeah, can always add more, especially
That's
during harvest season.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah. I've had a good year. What so you're running a pheno hunt. How many plants do you feel like how many seeds do you need to pop, do you feel like, to find a good male and female usually?
Well, honestly, you never know. You could get lucky, man. You could do 100 seeds and not find anything. You could do like 6 seeds and find something, you know?
Yeah.
So it all really depends. But I think like a good number would be like 40, 50 seeds to find something good.
Okay.
I just didn't do that this time because I didn't. This was the last of my breeding stock, and that's what I used. You know, I saved 1 pack of each one for breeding, just for breeding.
Oh man, so you're gonna start over soon, huh?
Yeah, I gotta look through these and see what I want to make. I got a couple of them that are leaning like the OGKB way, and I really like those, and they're
Okay.
really big. So they're looking really nice. I know you can't really turn around, can you?
No.
That doesn't do that.
Nah,
You see them?
I do. They're very pretty.
How these ones lean different than these ones, and they're the same size, the same seed.
Yeah, so you've got two tall, like taller, like more like generally sativa looking phenos, and then some other like shorter squatter plants that are a little slower growing.
Yeah, but they're actually pretty vigorous compared to the truck stop
Okay.
road one I made. Because this one I know it's gonna be really slow growing. All the truck stops are really slow.
What is it crossed with that you think that makes it slow?
Well, the truck stop is the ripcord and meat breath. I think it was meat breath.
Ripcord is from up here, isn't it?
Yeah, it's from Morgan Marcus. All my gear is his. Everything.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. My Blick Butter.
I should start following him on Instagram, Oregonarchist, and have him on the podcast. Maybe he'd come on. I don't know.
Yeah, he has. I just made some F2s last season, no, 2 seasons ago, and I sent them to him so he could work with them.
Oh, that's awesome. So what about the Ripcord is special? Because I remember talking listening to Oregon Rooted talking about Ripcord. And they were really excited about it when they were first starting to work with it.
The gas terps that it brings to the strains.
Oh, okay. So it's
Yeah,
gassy as fuck.
yeah, it's gassy as fuck.
Okay. Okay, cool. Okay. So that's why everybody's keeping it around even though it grows so slow.
No, not the truck stop. I don't know. A lot of people didn't like it, and a lot of people didn't. I like the straight gas that it produced. The nugs are really small though. It's more like a personal grow. It's not like something you would like to go commercial. You'll probably go broke doing that.
Oh yeah, dude. Some of the most interesting plants I've had, I would never grow commercially. I had this one. I still remember her. She was a bag seed. I called her Persephone. She, yeah, dude. I name all my bag seeds. I need to give them ladies' names.
That's the way.
And so Persephone, she she grew like kind of normal. She was really prone to iron deficiencies. I remember I was always fighting an iron deficiency with her. But
Damn.
she was dark, 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 thickly swamp forest green. Okay. And then when she grew her nugs, she grew them in such a way she looked like Sideshow Bob from The Simpsons head. She just was growing these floppy, like curvy branches that were full of these little tight reddish green nugs. She was the weird, and then in parts of her almost turned black. She was a funky looking plant. And she tasted like Earl Grey tea when you smoked her.
Damn.
Dude, but she only, of all the plants, I think she produced, like, I did everything right with her, and I don't think she produced more than a quarter pound. Not in a, and that's a smaller yield in a 30-gallon pot outdoors in Oregon.
That's crazy.
So, like,
30-gallon pot, you only got that much?
yeah, yeah. But dude, nothing ever has been like it. Nothing.
Super fire.
Like, bro, when I tell you it tasted like Earl Grey tea, it had bergamot notes in the smoke.
That's crazy.
I
That's
have
some
no
nice
idea
stuff.
where it came from. It was just in a thing of random bag seeds I've been saving. No idea what the fuck it was. No idea.
Sometimes it's good to keep stuff like that. Like in this lemon cherry gelato that I picked up, I got a bunch of bag seeds in it. I think I'm gonna pop these.
Oh, that's the funnest.
Yeah, because I mean, lemon cherry gelato's always been a good strain. So imagine with whatever it's crossed with, it has to be pretty good.
I've pulled some bag seeds out of some hype strains before, and they've been pretty good. But you've got to watch them, man, because they'll hermy on you, especially anything that's crossed with cookies. I hear, and this is bro science. This is shit I've like picked up through the ether. I don't know if it's true. So listener, take this with a grain of salt. If I'm insulting anybody's work, I'm sorry. But I heard that the original cookies cut was a bag seed, and then
Yeah, I
it
heard
can
the same
some,
thing.
and I hear it can be a little unstable. That's all so that's all I've heard. So like, if you're fucking with like the original shit, like I don't know who's got that at this point, and if you want it, it's probably $300. It ain't worth buying, but
No, it's probably more, man. It's probably like 10K.
fuck, you can still buy thin mint. You can still buy like Girl Scout cookies that'll throw the thin mint phenos online. Apparently, I've looked them up, but I just can't bring myself to buy them because what if it's not the same shit I was smoking, man?
Yeah, you don't want to risk it.
Because I had
Plus,
this.
it's all different. Like you could get the same cut that I have, and if you grow it a different way and you have a different environment and everything, the bud will come out totally different.
Oh, dude, totally.
Yeah, like even if it's LEDs to HPS or to sunlight, everything it changes the whole plant, man.
Yeah, yeah. It's wild, like how much that stuff can affect it. Because like some plants, if you grow them outside, they they put off these big sticky buds. But if you grow them inside, depending on your growth style, or if you don't have enough light concentration, it'll be airier, you know.
Yeah,
And other things like autos, I seem like when I've grown autos indoors and outside, I've been fucking with my autos. You know what I mean? Like I've done mean shit to autos. I started autos in September in Oregon.
that's cool because they're year round, aren't they?
No. If it's too
They're not.
cold, it's too cold for weed. If it's too cold for weed, it's too cold for weed. And it got too cold for weed. They almost died before I brought them into dry.
You know what? Last year I left them out when I made the F2s of the Bliss butter, and
Yeah.
all the plants got black. The male that
Damn.
I got was black, and all the females that I hit it with, they all turned black. It
Oh
was
man.
pretty because it was so cold, but they didn't die. And I had other plants that did die with the cold. They were like, nope, I can't fuck with this.
Jeez.
And they didn't hermaphrodite.
Nice. Yeah, but I mean our season can get pretty cold out here in late October and then into November. It's pretty dangerous.
Damn. I
Yeah,
know, isn't
we
it raining over there?
what?
Wasn't it raining over there?
It was yesterday. It's not raining right now.
Shit.
But yeah, I mean it was like 29 degrees where I'm at last night. Like pot can't survive that, man. It's just too cold for warm weather plants like cannabis to survive.
Yeah, you gotta help them out with like a little greenhouse or something.
Well, right. So like I had these the biggest plant I had was probably like 10 inches tall. And look, this I've smoked 3 joints out of this. This is probably only an eighth. The biggest autoflower that I grew outside that I started in September only gave me about like an eighth.
What? No way.
Bro, if you let them struggle along in the cold, they'll produce, but not much. They're tiny. They'll be tiny because they have to be able to grow.
Yeah, that's why these aren't growing so fast. The ones that I'm starting right now.
Oh, you got them in a greenhouse outside.
Yeah, I got them in the greenhouse outside, but I got sick and I didn't do shit to them for like 2 weeks. And I left them inside of the seedling tray for about a month before I transplanted.
So, how are you giving them supplemental light?
Yeah, they got a light on 24/7. They got a little,
Oh, okay. So they're not relying on the sun. Okay, cool.
no, the sun is just like extra strength. It's like a mixed light, just a little weak ass light that I have, but just to get them going. The day I turn them off, that's the day they're gonna flip.
Yeah. Oh
But
yeah,
I'm
they'll flip
trying to take
immediately.
cuts first. I'm trying to take cuts of everything first.
And then you're gonna bring the light inside and keep the cuts under there.
Yeah, because I want to keep. I'm hoping that one of those old seeds is something good. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I'm hoping.
I've had good luck with old bag seed, but like my standards aren't super high when it comes to like what I get out of a bag seed. Like I'll run bag seed and whatever's not runty and vigorous if it's female, I'll just run it outside and I'll have pretty good results with that. But a lot of the bag seed I get is from outdoor commercial weed. So all of it's pretty good. Like or outdoor medical weed, like all these like Jaeger and fucking big, big bud producing strains. Like a lot of people out here grow these monstrous indica plants.
That's crazy.
It's fun, dude. It's a lot of work though. Like it's like it gets to like being like heavy labor because the plants are so big. It gets to be like really physically demanding during harvest season and when you're trellising and shit in a way that growing at a smaller scale isn't.
I've seen those pictures where they're in like some 50-foot ladders, like 20-foot ladders, because the plant's so big.
Oh yeah. Yeah, dude. I had to get up on a ladder to harvest my plants this year. It's good for the old ego, I think.
Yeah, I'll be like, yeah, I grew that shit. What you got on that?
Dude, I love like I did it. I learned how to do it at my at a couple people's farms, like they showed me. I was working out there and I learned. But I didn't I never thought I would do it myself because I'm just here in a residential neighborhood. Like I'm not like I'm in a small town, if that makes sense. Like it's a very small town. There's only 5,000 people. But like I'm in like a residential neighborhood. Like I'm not out in the country. And these things are poking like 3 foot over my fence when the school bus goes by. And no one cares still. No one gives a fuck, dude. It's wild. So like I just keep growing. No one's ripped me. No one's stolen my shit. So I'm just gonna proceed until that happens. Like, so what'll get me to stop growing the big ones over the fence is if
Someone takes
one,
it.
like if the sheriff comes by one time, I'm gonna stop. Like, if the sheriff comes by one time, is like, hey, what you doing? I'm legal, I'm all good. But if they come by bothering me one time, I'm just gonna stop because I don't want the friction. Same thing.
Yeah, you don't want that fucking air for you.
If a neighbor comes by and it complains, I'll stop doing them big like that. But no one cares, dude. Like no one cares. No one has said shit to me. No one gives a fuck. It's
That's good,
great,
man.
dude. So like, yeah, I'm just gonna keep doing it. It's awesome, dude.
I mean, you're not killing nobody or anything, bro.
No, and also like I haven't grown a real skunky one yet. I've been
Oh,
growing a I've been growing a lot of herbal like stuff and stuff like that. And like I was looking for like a really stanky corpse plant this year, but I didn't get one. But I've still got those seeds, so I'm gonna keep hunting. And then I've got other seeds from Afghanistan that's definitely gonna have some stanky dank in it if these don't work. But I
make sure
paid
to
way up. What's that?
I said make sure to take cuts.
I tried this year, dude. I took cuts off my fire on my roof. My buddy rooted them because I don't have an air conditioning, so I have to shut down my indoor grow during the winter. So I gave him these cuts. He rooted them, and then he got like sick with something gnarly, and they died.
Uh
So I had cuts. We had the fire of my roof was still alive, but now all I've got is seeds because those cuts died. So I'm gonna hunt them out again. Also, he doesn't care about Afghan indicas. I don't think they're not really his jam. And I don't know if he wanted to keep those around for much longer anyway. Because he's looking for like he's on a sativa kick.
So
And
everybody is now. Everybody wants the Skittles, those creative highs. I just want to fucking get high as fuck. I don't want to feel cracked out.
well, I have different stuff for different things. Like I think different. I think like I'm right now. I've been vaporizing on some big bud that I grew outside. This late season shit, and it's weird because it's an indica, but it doesn't get you like really, really, really high because I pulled it super early, so it wouldn't. So I could get a
Oh, that's
harvest
why.
out of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a nice podcasting weed. It's kind of racy, but it's not. It's still not a sativa, so it's not like, oh man, is the sound okay? Did I remember to press record? Do I look okay? Is there, you know what I mean? Like that shit, like fucking rah, 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 none of that. Just like just chilling.
For real though.
Yeah, I people love that. I'm like apple fritter, dude. Everybody is smoking on apple fritter, dude. The shit tastes awesome. It fucking makes my heart race, dude. I don't like that shit. I get paranoid as fuck. But I always smoke it with people. I'm dumb. People will straight like, oh, you say you don't like sativas, but I got this apple fritter. It tastes really good. I'm like, oh yeah, I love apple fritter. Get myself all fucked up. I'll say I'm never smoking apple fritter again. Next time someone offers me apple fritter, oh yeah, I love apple fritter. No, I
Hell
don't.
yeah.
I don't. But I do it
It tastes
every
good.
time. Can't turn down free weed, man.
That's true. I just
Because-
like terp, man.
Dude, yeah, it does. It does taste good.
It tastes good all the way through. I fuck with it. But I like indica more.
I do too.
I just like that couch lock more.
I
Can't say
like
indica.
I like to feel like mellowed out for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I'm getting ready to do a segment I think on the gun laws in regards to cannabis in every state.
Sheesh.
I know. I'm thinking about why not, right? I've got time. I feel like doing a research paper. So, what do you think about cannabis and the Second Amendment? It's not really cool how they're like got all these weird federal laws against us possessing guns.
Yeah, they do. That's fucked up. You know, everybody got the right to own a gun. I don't think they should take your right just because you don't want to smoke cannabis. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
you're not doing heroin or crack or meth.
No.
Yeah.
No, and a lot of people like cannabis doesn't do what they think it does. Like, should you probably go to the gun range high as fuck? No. But
No.
cannabis probably isn't going to make you like pop off.
Exactly. You probably forget to shoot. Like, hey, did you see that one? Like, no.
Fuck this
Then
guy. I'm
shoot.
going to go get my gun. What the fuck was I back here for? Go back outside. Oh, fuck this guy. I'm going to go get my gun. What the fuck was I back here for? Just get caught in a stone loop, never do anything.
Oh, for real.
I got caught in one of those before we started the podcast. I thought I was going to be late. I don't know where the fuck my car keys are. I've been cleaning, so of course I can't find them anywhere. So that's my drama now. But so you don't really do any flower production inside, do you?
No, I don't do it inside.
Okay. Maybe one day, you're not sure.
Yeah, one day I'll get the funds. Do a good little 4-lighter or something good, you know.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I grew outside for like 3-4 years before I ever had indoor, and the only thing I was doing at indoor at first was starting seeds and like maybe like on a lark, like I'd have one plant, but it was nothing serious. And then I started to get worried that my town would get annexed by a bigger town, and then we would have their laws and I would have to go indoor completely. So I wanted to learn how to do that. So I bought some equipment and I've been learning. That way, if I ever do get forced indoors by the law, you know, because the wind can always blow a different direction, you know. So if I ever have to go back in the garage, I can just throw an AC unit in my garage and I can set up a couple 4x4s and just boom, go. And just boop, 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 boop. Just keep doing that. Just keep like vegging out huge plants and blooming them and just always pulling stuff out of those tents. But I honestly prefer smoking outdoor. I like growing outdoor. You can get bigger yields. You get like kind of
Yeah.
different terp profiles, and it doesn't cost so much fucking money. Because growing
Exactly.
indoor, you got the plants have to get that energy from somewhere, and they're getting it from your wall.
And then you gotta supplement CO2. You got nutrients. You gotta time control everything. Yeah, it's too much, man.
I don't know about CO2. I don't think I'm at the point in my game where CO2 is going to give me any extra returns. I still think I've got other stuff I can do before I supplement with CO2 that's going to increase my yields, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I think
So-
you've got to have a powerful enough light too, if you're running CO2 to take advantage of that. I'm not sure how that all works. I'm not like an indoor like expert. Like I got a part of why I bought the light I bought was because I knew it would work and I wouldn't have to think too much about it. Like, you know, like I don't like I'm not like I'm not like a super like I'm not super into the indoor like a lot of guys are. Like I'm not gonna do deep water horticulture. That sounds like a nightmare to me. I would like to do an auto watering system, but I'm scared that I'll just flood my whole grow room. Like I'm not super technical in that way. So like as the equipments become available where it makes it easier, I'm just growing in soil indoors, dude. So easy that way. You don't have to worry about you water it every like 2 or 3 days. It's great. And then
Damn,
you just but like all this other stuff is cool and you can get really cool growth, but like I'm not producing commercially. I don't have a YouTube channel. And honestly, like I'm happy if one of my autoflowers produces an ounce. That's worth it to me.
hell
like-
yeah, that is.
So like when I grew in that 4x4, I grew 5 autoflowers in 5-gallon pots, and I got more than an ounce off of each one. Now, one of them I got 1.1 ounces. Like I just got over an ounce, but I ended up with like 6 ounces that I pulled out of this 4x4 tent, and I didn't even know what I was doing yet. Like I think, but I see people online, they get like, they say they get 2, even 3 ounces off these autoflowers, but I wonder if they're weighing trim.
I never grew an autoflower, so I don't know, man.
I don't know, man. See, that's what I'm saying. There's so much to learn, and I felt like I was missing out on like doing runs, missing out on like
videos, bro. I
What's
seen
that?
videos of people getting them big, like really big.
Oh yeah,
Have you
dude.
seen that? They really be getting them like at least 3 feet tall.
Oh yeah, dude. Well, and they make different kinds of autoflowers now. And they make the little lowriders like what we're used to. And then they make like these medium plants, like some of the ones that I've grown. And then they make these XL autoflowers that don't like go into flower until like day 45, and they're like 2 feet tall and shit. You know, it's wild.
That's crazy, huh?
And they grow like when they first start out, they grow like a normal seedling. But when they hit veg, it's just like, okay, like they grow like crazy fast if you've got your environment dialed in. And so they're almost like a completely different kind of thing. But the thing about them is you can't really train them that much. You can like, I do LST with them. You can't really top them. And they're hard to fill a tent with because you don't really know how big they're going to be at the end a lot of times. Unless you're
Just
really...
do it straight, huh? Just do it
Yeah.
straight forward.
I don't do that because I found that I get more yields if I take like landscaping staples and like tie the plant down a little bit when it's an early veg, and then once it starts flowering, I leave it alone.
Yeah.
And that
'Cause if
kind
I
of
have autos, they do them fem, right? They do fem autos.
yeah, that's what I'm growing, dude. All of them are fem. I don't fuck with regular
Awesome.
autos.
Yeah,
I don't
I'm
want to.
like,
I don't want to
dude,
grow an
I'll
auto
be
to kill it.
man. I'll be like, damn, gotta
Oh
look
yeah.
through all these nails and shit.
If I was growing like old school farming, and I was growing weed in rows, then I might do that. Then I might grow like 100 plants and cull like 50 males. But I'm not doing that. Like I'm not.
Because that sounds like a good idea, just to like have a little run in between seasons. You know?
Yeah, that's how I
Like, do,
started.
like,
That's what I did last year with the autoflowers. And then once
yeah,
I had the tent, I started my outdoor. I was able to sex my outdoor girls, indoors. So I grew 5 seedlings out of the
so
fire
when did
maroof,
you start
and then
them?
I started in February.
The autos?
No, the autos I started. The autos that I harvested in May, I started in like February, I think. I started them around the same time I started the fire of the maroof plants, or like after
So like a
three
month?
3 months. Take about so
So January?
March,
Oh,
April,
March.
May. So all of March, all of April, and most of May. So 3 months.
Hmm.
You can get flower out of a lot of autoflowers in 3 months. I wouldn't expect it quicker than that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. Imagine putting like a good 20 of those
Oh yeah, dudes do it. I
in
I
five
can
gallon pots.
I
You
can
think those
cr-
are good?
I'm still experimenting because like I had those plants I allowed plenty of room, but then I crammed 2 autoflowers in my little micro grow in here and in a little 2x2, and I put 2 of them in there in 3 gallon pots, and they were crammed together and they were crowded, and I'm gonna see how much those yielded and see if that was worth cramming them together to see if I can get a more of a yield. Because if
Yeah.
because if that's worth it, I could put like 12 like 3 gallons in my 4x4 and just go to town. But I would be training all of those. It'd be a lot of work, but it'd be fun. It'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, dude, because if they're feminized and they're already like, that's
But
pretty
the thing
cool.
about doing that in the 4x4 is some of them would have to stretch because they grow at a different rate. Because I don't have 12 seeds of any one thing. So I'd have an uneven canopy. That would be the only thing.
Just need to get some more seeds, that's all.
Oh yeah, that's what I need to do. Yeah, that's yeah. Tell my wife right now, like, hey honey, I gotta spend $300 on more seeds because I gotta do a perfect autoflower grow. She'd choke me in my
Or,
sleep.
or you could just take a cut of one photo period and then do a month inside and then flower them. Boom.
Yeah, well, that's what and I'm getting ready to start some I'm starting some Alien OG that I'm gonna scrog in a 2x2 tent in here, and I want to see how much I can get off one plant in a 3 gallon and a 2x2 doing a double scrog.
Yeah, that would be nice. I've seen those,
But I
the
don't know how
scrog.
long it's gonna take because I'm starting it from seed. It's feminized.
That's gonna be nice.
And then the other tent in here, I've decided I'm just gonna clean it and I'm gonna do like autoflower run after autoflower run. I'm just gonna do 1 or 2 in there at a time, just continuously grow little plants in there because it's fun.
That's cool, man.
But I had to take
Hell,
them for. I'm not growing anything right now. It's driving me crazy because I have to
and
clean
I'm
everything.
all back here freaking spraying them all every day.
Oh
Are
yeah,
y'all
dude.
good? Y'all good? Are you guys looking small?
Is the green? Is it warm enough there? Like how cold? How cold? How hot is it during the day, dude?
Freaking gets hot. I mean, it's in the morning. It's the sun's out and it's fucking cold. But right now, you could already feel the heat coming through the fucking tent.
Wow.
Like, crazy. Yeah,
So it's been in the 70s down there.
I could say probably a little higher, like
Okay.
90
Whoa.
sometimes.
Okay. So you're fine in the greenhouse where you're at. Okay.
But I mean, at night it gets cold as fuck.
Oh yeah. How cold
Yeah,
does it
sometimes
get?
it gets really cold. Like maybe like 50.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right.
That's cold
50.
as fuck to us because I mean,
Okay.
I'm used to the freaking heat.
You know what, dude? There you could almost maybe grow autoflowers year
All
round.
year.
They would just
Yeah,
be they would just
that's
be
what
shorter. They would be shorter in the winter. They wouldn't get as big in the winter because it gets cold at night.
yeah, because look, see, since I started taking care of them like about 2 weeks ago when I transplanted them,
Those look great, man.
difference. They're not yellow no more. You know, I'm
Outdoors
more like,
seedlings, November 30th, Southern California. Joe Blunt. Look at that.
yeah, I do this all the time.
Oh my
Just
lord.
trying to grow.
That is one thing. Y'all have bugs, but you can also grow weed in the winter. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's crazy. That's why I like SoCal. SoCal's a shit.
So like you literally could just grow in that greenhouse year round if you just hung some lights in there. You'd be golden.
Fuck yeah. I want to get a better greenhouse to actually do that with tarps and everything. Like do light that
Oh
one day.
man.
One day. That's my goal, you know?
That's
I like
awesome though. You'll get
yeah,
there.
I'm gonna get there one day.
You know, every once in a while, like a rich uncle dies you didn't know you had, or some rich asshole runs over your foot and tries to pay you off even though you're fine. He knows you're
Fuck
fine.
yeah.
You know you're fine, but he just gives you $1,000 to shut the fuck up and move on. And then all of a sudden, you know what I mean? Whatever happens, sometimes money falls from the sky. You never know how it's going to happen. But when it does, that's when you buy your greenhouse.
Bet. For real.
I don't know. Car insurance pays out more than you think, more than you actually need. Weird shit happens. Not very
Yeah.
often, but weird stuff does.
Hey, that's true, you know? It does. When you least expect it too. You know?
Oh yeah, dude.
Sometimes. Like one time they just sent me a check from when I used to work at UPS. Somebody
Yeah.
sued for time about something about getting ripped off about time on their
Okay.
breaks.
Oh yeah.
And since I was working within certain time, I got like an $800 check. It was only like 3 months that I was there, like 6 months.
That's awesome, dude. That's awesome though.
That's cool, man. I was like, free money.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I'm almost one like sometimes the like one of the VA will kind of be like that. Not exactly, but like there's a big cost of living increase for people that are on VA disability or on Social Security this year. It's like the biggest it's ever been because of how bad inflation's been.
And it's been
So,
bad this year.
dude, it's been crazy. Like, and honestly, I'm surprised. Now, listen, seed companies out there, I'm not giving you permission. Hear me. But the seed prices of that inflation hasn't kept up with those seed prices because I'm still seeing the packs for around the same price, which is wild.
I mean, that's good.
It
Oh,
is.
it shouldn't be. They shouldn't be expensive. You know, there's so many that come out of a plant when you do it.
Oh yeah. How have you seen the prices down there going up with inflation for like just weed at the store?
Actually, they've been dropping, bro.
Right, because it's harvest time.
Yeah, it's harvest time, so they're dropping, and then everybody's trying to get their foot in. You know.
Right. So this is the time of year where it's really competitive in the market then.
Yeah, it's really competitive. You know, the people. There's a lot of people dropping like flies. A lot of companies are they're dying out over here.
Oh, that's
They
sad.
because the quality's not there. You know, people here in California are really picky. They want really good weed for a really low price.
Well, I mean, honestly, I hate to be this way, but that's kind of how it should be. I mean,
You
when
know,
I
so that
yeah,
means everybody's gotta try to grow some good ass weed and sell it fucking cheap as fuck.
so what's cheap as fuck? Like, okay, let's say I go in, I'm a Californian and I want a cheap eighth of good weed. What am I looking to pay?
Probably like $25. You'd be picky as fuck. 25
Okay,
bucks. I
okay.
want the good weed. But I mean, honestly, good weed is gonna be anywhere from $50 and up to me.
See, I'm just gonna be straight with you. I've lived in Oregon too long. You tell me $50 for an eighth, I'm gonna laugh at you, and it's not even personal. It's just like,
No, no,
you know what
yeah.
I mean? Oregon's
But
so weird because weed just kind of it. So like, if I buy $25 eighth, it better be like middle shelf or better, like middle.
okay.
But if we're going into like $30 or higher at eighth, It's better be Skittles that taste like candy, motherfucker. I'm a picky motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I didn't know Skittles actually tasted like candy for $30 an eighth. I couldn't do California because there's so many people and there's so much pressure. The prices are just
Yeah,
inflated.
they're too like and they're dropping right now.
Yeah, yeah.
Because people are like they're dying off. And people that thought they could hang in there,
Yeah.
they can't hang in there.
Well, I hear that they're paying like $60 an eighth, like standard in Chicago and shit, like on their legal market. I hear
Well,
it's
yeah, it's brand new, so it's gonna be so expensive. There's not so many players in there yet.
That's why you got to grow at home if you can, man. You can do it cheap too.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Like I remember the first cannabis I ever grew. I grew it for 2 cents a gram.
That's a lot. Cannabis.
Yeah,
How much? How many cents? How many
Oh,
cents did you get?
how many what?
How many cents did you get?
How many
grams
what? How many
How many
grams?
cents? Yeah.
Oh God. That first plant
How
was
many
a
cents
half
did you
pound.
pay?
That first plant was a half a pound. And I don't remember how much I spent on it, but I worked it out. It was 2 cents a gram to produce. If I don't count labor, if I don't count my work, and I never do, I don't pay myself. But like inputs and stuff, it was like $24 bag of soil, some amendments, some newts, some steaks. That's it. That's it. You don't need much.
Yeah, no, that's crazy.
I mean, and here's the thing, it's all about your environment, right? I always tell people your environment will dictate how you can grow. I live in Oregon. During harvest time, weed floats around in the air and drops from the sky. It's everywhere. So people don't generally like steal or rip people off in their home grows unless it's like there's a really good opportunity, right? And
Yeah.
I'm always here during harvest time. Like I'm always watching. But my plants are huge, but no one cares. If you live in a place where, like you said, like people will fucking steal shit from your backyard, like no problem. They'll just steal shit if they can see it. So if you like live in a place where people do that shit, like you can't grow giant plants because they'll just come and steal your weed. So you have to be more discreet.
Yeah. Hell yeah. I feel you. It's like here. You gotta really fucking gotta have a
But
dog.
but if I leave a power tool in my driveway, it's gonna be gone in 5 minutes. But they don't fuck with anything behind my fence. It's wild.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
We got some respect.
It's weird. It's dude.
It's like it's outside in the front yard. It's free fall.
Dude,
That's
yeah, dude. I don't know. Dude, meth is a hell of a drug. I swear. It does that stuff to people's brains, man.
Fuck yeah, it does.
They're like, this is obviously like left out here for me to take because he left it out here. So it's probably for me.
Yeah, there's people that really walk up to the front yard and they'll be looking around for shit.
Oh yeah, dude. I'm convinced that my circular saw walked off that way because last time I saw it, I set it down on top of some wood I had in the front driveway for a second, and then I haven't seen it since. But I'm not sure because I'm stoned all the time, so I don't know for sure. Like it could be in a bush on my property somewhere, right, where I just left it or some shit. But the longer I don't find it, the more convinced that someone just walked off with it because I can't find it. I've like cleaned twice and haven't found it. I don't know where the hell it is.
Damn.
Yeah.
Probably did steal it.
Yeah, it was my wife got it for me one Christmas. It's a little Porter cable circular saw.
Shit.
Damn, it's all right. My father-in-law let me borrow a big ass circular saw I'm gonna use for my next project, but it's locked up in the garage.
Damn. That's cool, man.
Well, man, we're talking about it's tool time, so I think we've run out of steam.
It's tool time for real. So, out of nowhere.
Yeah, dude.
We went off track. That's why.
Oh yeah, that's all right. That's all right. It's been a little under an hour, and I'm gonna go watch Mexico beat whoever they're playing.
Hopefully.
Are you watching the World Cup?
No.
Oh,
I
you
don't
you
really.
gotta go to work and shit, don't you?
Yeah. Gotta start getting ready right now.
All right, man. Well, have a great day. Thanks for coming on the show, and I'll see you next time.
Nah, man. Thanks for having me. You too, man. You have a blessed day, brother.
Is there is there anywhere you'd like the folks to follow you?
Well, just at the real Joe Blunt, or if
On
not, you could put at Mr. Unstoppable / gross.
All right.
You'll
So
still get to the same profile.
all right, check them out on Instagram. I'll see y'all next time. Let's overgrow the world.
Yeah.
Stop recording. You can reach me, Uncle Dig, on Instagram at Uncle Dig. The bumper music on this podcast was produced by Chad DeVilliers on ukulele. He can be followed on YouTube at Ukuleles Are Stupid or on Instagram at Chadwick Enterprises. Thank you for listening to the Bagseed Chronicles.
A lot of people, they tell me the strain's so good, and I try it. No, it's not.